All right, friends, page 6, our last page of the Unit 7 math review. You guys are doing awesome. So let's take a look and finish this review up. All right, so for 5 days, the Jones family kept track of how much water each member drank at home. He measured to the nearest 1/8 cup. Here are their results. So um, they drank 7/8 one day, 4/8, and then one day they didn't drink anything, 6/8, 7/8, one whole cup, 2/8, and so on and so on. So we're going to just make a line plot using this information. So the title, which makes sense to me, would be Water Drank Per Day. Okay, because that is what this plot is giving us information about. So we need to figure out the numbers we're going to put here on the number line, all right? Since we're dealing with eighths, it makes the most sense to just make our numbers eighths. So we're going to just start with 0, and then we're just going to increase by 1/8 every time. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 8/8 we know is one whole, right? So we can put one whole here. And I'm going to stop at one whole because when I'm looking at my data, there's nothing really higher than one whole, right? There's one, and then there's no others that are that high. So that's why we're going to stop. Well, what is our label? The label means what do these numbers represent? Well, they represent the water in cups, right? Because this number here is 1/8 of a cup of water, 2/8 of a cup of water. So that's what the label is for. It's to describe what the numbers mean. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to track. I'm going to place down our data. So I'm going to go one number at a time, and I'm just going to put an x. So 7/8, and I'm going to cross that out and put my x right away on 7/8. 4/8, cross it off, put my x right away so I don't forget. 0, cross it off, put my x right away. 6/8, cross it out, put my x right away on top of 6/8. 7/8, cross it out, put another x here on top of 7/8. One whole, cross it out, put my x right on top. 2/8, cross it out, put my x right on top of 2/8. 0, cross it out, put another x on top of the 0. 5/8, cross it out, put my x here. 6/8, cross it out, and immediately put my x. 7/8, put another x there. 2/8, cross it out. 1/8, cross it out. You want to go one at a time so that you don't miss any of the data. 5/8, cross it out. Put your x here. 3/8, cross it out, and then there we go. So now we have all our data on our line plot, so now we can answer some questions. Our first questions. How many times did the family members drink 7/8 cup of water? Well, if I look at 7/8, they did it 1, 2, 3 times. How much is this all together? So they're talking about 7/8 3 times all together. So how much is this all together? So we're going to go 7/8 plus 7/8 plus 7/8. Okay, you could have also did 3 times 7/8, and we know that 3 times 7 is 21 over 8. 21/8, right? If you wanted to break that down, you do that over here. So 21/8. So let's break that down into a mixed number. So I know that since we're dealing with eighths, that 8 over 8 is a whole, plus another whole would be 16. Okay, so now we can't do another whole. We know that there are 5 more eighths, so we have 16/8 so far, and 5 more eighths will get us to that 21/8. So we have 1 whole, 2 wholes, and 5/8. So you could say 21/8, or 2 wholes and 5/8. What is the greatest amount of water someone drank in a day? Well, the greatest amount of water that someone drank in a day was 1 cup. What amount of water per day was drank most often? So if I look, okay, well, there's 2 times they didn't drink anything, 1 time for 1/8. If I scan my line plot really quickly, I notice that 7/8 was the one that was most often. So 7/8 cup, because that was drank 3 times. Now this last question, sorry, is hard to read. It got cut off. But the question is, what's the difference between these amounts? So we've got to go 1 minus 7/8. Well, I know that 1 is the same as saying 8/8 minus 7/8. That would equal 1/8. So that's our answer here. What's the difference between those amounts? Well, again, 1 take away 7/8 is 1/8. All right, friends, that's it for the Unit 7 math review. Hope this was helpful. If you have questions, go ahead and see your teacher. Take care.